My dear friends, there is a quiet question that follows many of us, especially as the years go by. It doesn't knock loudly. It whispers gently, sometimes when we sit alone, sometimes when life slows down. The question is this: who am I if I am no longer what I used to do? For decades, we introduce ourselves through our work. I am a teacher, I am a businessman, I am a manager, I am a doctor. But one day, life changes the script. Retirement comes. Roles shift. The office no longer calls. The chair we once sat in now belongs to someone else. And suddenly, we feel like we've lost not just a job but a part of ourselves. But today, I want to gently remind you of a powerful truth. You were never your career. You were only expressing yourself through it. Lesson 1. Your role is temporary, your essence is permanent, my dear friends. One of the greatest illusions we carry through life is the belief that what we do is who we are. Over time, this illusion becomes so strong that we forget the difference between the two. A role slowly becomes an identity, and an identity slowly becomes our entire sense of self. Think about it. For years, people call you by your title. Manager Sahab, Dr. Sahib, Dr. Sahib, Doctor. You hear it so often that it begins to feel like your real name. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to believe that without this title, you are somehow less. But life has a very gentle way of correcting our misunderstandings. The day the role is removed, the truth stands in front of us quietly but firmly. You are not the role. You never were. A role is something you play. Your essence is something you are. Let me give you a simple analogy. Imagine an actor playing a king in a movie. On screen, he commands armies, sits on a throne, and people bow to him. But when the camera turns off, he removes his costume, washes off his makeup, and goes home like any ordinary person. Now imagine if that actor refuses to remove the crown. Imagine him says, "No, I am the king. This is who I am." We would smile, wouldn't we? But in life, we do the same thing. We wear a professional identity for so long that we forget how to take it off. And when life gently asks us to remove it, we feel stripped, exposed, even empty. But that emptiness is not a loss. It is a space. A space where your real self is waiting to be rediscovered. Your essence is not your job title. It is the qualities that existed long before your career began and will continue long after it ends. Were you kind? That kindness still exists. Were you disciplined? That discipline has not retired. Were you wise, patient, thoughtful? Those qualities are still alive within you. Your career was only a platform where these qualities were expressed. Now the platform has changed, but the qualities remain. And here is where many people make a mistake. They sit and mourn the platform instead of exploring new ways to express their essence. It is like a singer saying, "My concert hall is gone, so I will never sing again." Why? The voice is still there. Similarly, your life is not asking you to stop being who you are. It is only asking you to express yourself differently. This is a powerful shift. When you understand that your role is temporary, you stop clinging. And when you stop clinging, you stop suffering. Because suffering comes not from change, but from resistance to change. If you hold tightly to a past identity, every passing day will feel like a reminder of what you have lost. But if you gently release it, every new day becomes an opportunity to rediscover yourself. So today, ask yourself a different question. Not what was I, but what qualities made me who I am. Write them down if you can. And then ask, how can I express these qualities now, in this phase of life? You will begin to see something beautiful. Your life is not shrinking. It is expanding. Because earlier, you were confined to one role. Now, you are free to explore many expressions of your true self. And that is the beauty of life. Roles will come and go, but your essence, your true nature remains untouched. So don't grieve the role that has ended. Celebrate the essence that continues, because that essence is the real you. Lesson 2: Purpose is bigger than profession. My dear friends, there is a subtle but very important difference between a profession and a purpose. Most people spend their entire lives confusing the two, and that confusion becomes the root of their emptiness later in life. A profession is what you are paid to do. A purpose is what you are meant to do. Sometimes they overlap beautifully, but many times they don't. And when your profession ends, if you have not discovered your purpose, you feel like your life has lost meaning. But here is the truth: your purpose was never dependent on your job, it was only being expressed through it. Think of it like electricity flowing through a bulb. The bulb may change, but the electricity remains the same. If one bulb breaks, the electricity does not disappear, it simply finds another way to shine. Similarly, your profession was just one bulb. Your purpose is the electricity. For example, if your purpose was to help people grow, maybe you expressed it as a teacher in a classroom. But when the classroom disappears, does your ability to guide others disappear? Number. It simply needs a new direction. Maybe now you can mentor young people in your community. Maybe you can guide your grandchildren. Maybe you can share your experiences with others who are struggling. The form changes, the essence remains. But many people get stuck because they are too attached to the form. They say, if I cannot do it the way I used to, then I cannot do it at all. This thinking closes doors. Life is not asking you to repeat the past, it is inviting you to reinvent your expression. Let me share a simple reflection. If a tree says, I only want to grow in one direction, what will happen? It will eventually stop growing. But if it adapts to sunlight, wind, and space, it continues to grow in new directions. In the same way, your purpose is dynamic. It evolves with time, circumstances, and stages of life. In your younger years, your purpose may have been expressed through ambition and achievement. In your later years, it may be expressed through wisdom, service, and presence. And here is something very beautiful. Often the later expressions are deeper and more fulfilling. Because now you are not driven by pressure or expectations. You are guided by understanding. You are no longer working for recognition. You are acting from connection. So instead of asking, what job can I do now? Ask a more powerful question. What impact do I still want to create? Do you want to bring comfort to people? Do you want to share knowledge? Do you want to inspire, guide, support, or uplift? Your answers will point you toward your purpose. And once you connect with your purpose, something magical happens. You stop feeling retired. Because purpose does not retire, it only transforms. And when you live with purpose, even the smallest actions feel meaningful. A conversation becomes service. A story becomes guidance. Your presence becomes a gift. So don't limit yourself to what you used to do. Expand yourself into what you can still become. Because your profession was just one chapter. Your purpose is the entire book, and the story is still being written. Lesson 3. You are not what you did, you are what you are becoming. My dear friends, one of the biggest obstacles to growth is attachment to the past. Not because the past is bad, but because we hold on to it too tightly. We replay our achievements, our identity, our glory days, and somewhere deep inside, we start believing that our best moments are behind us. But life does not move backward, it flows forward. And when we keep looking back, we miss what is unfolding right in front of us. Let me ask you something. If a student refuses to leave the first grade because he was the best in the class, will he ever grow? Number. Growth requires letting go. But letting go does not mean forgetting. It means not being defined by it. Your past is a reference, not a residence. Many people build a home in their past achievements. They keep visiting the same memories, telling the same stories, reliving the same identity. And slowly, without realizing it, they stop creating new experiences. They stop becoming. But life is not about what you have done. It is about what you are becoming. Every phase of life has its own beauty, its own lessons, and its own opportunities. In your early years, you were becoming capable. In your middle years, you were becoming responsible. Now, perhaps, you are being invited to become wise. But wisdom cannot grow if you are constantly comparing the present with the past. Because comparison creates dissatisfaction, and dissatisfaction blocks growth. Instead, approach this phase of life with curiosity. Ask yourself, is this a good idea? What is life teaching me now? Maybe it is teaching you patience. Maybe it is teaching you detachment. Maybe it is teaching you to enjoy simplicity. Maybe it is teaching you to connect more deeply with people. These lessons are just as valuable, if not more, than your past achievements. And here is something important. Your identity should not be a fixed label. It should be a flowing process. Because the moment you say, this is who I am, you stop exploring who you can become. Life is vast. And so are you. There are parts of you that are still undiscovered. There are talents you have not explored. There are connections you have not built. There are experiences waiting for you. But they can only enter your life if you are willing to release your grip on the past. Think of it like holding a cup full of old water. If you keep holding on to it, how will you receive fresh water? You must empty it first. In the same way, when you release your old identity, you create space for a new one to emerge. And this new identity is not based on pressure or expectations. It is based on awareness. It is more authentic, more peaceful, more aligned with who you truly are. So don't ask, what did I used to be? Ask, what am I becoming now? Because that question keeps you alive. It keeps you growing. It keeps you connected to the present moment. And ultimately, it keeps you free. Your past is a beautiful story, but your future is an unwritten possibility. Don't trade possibility for memory, because life is not over. It is simply inviting you to become something new.